welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to the show. I am Lawrence, your host here at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and thank you for joining me for another video here on the channel. Today, of course, we have 6 books we're going to take a look at right now that are for sale on Instagram. But before we do that, I want to remind you guys that we're almost at 6,000 subs, and when we get there, I'm giving away this. So for the 6,000 subscriber giveaway, I've decided to give away this awesome Hulk vs. Wolverine maquette, measured in about 1/10 scale, and of course features the incredible cover from Incredible Hulk number 181. So if you're a sub, when we get to 6,000, you have a chance to win this awesome statue. But that's not it. If you are a member of the channel, you're going to have a members only giveaway, and we're giving away this awesome custom original art Spider-Man swinging through New York City. So if you're not a member of the channel and are interested, you have a chance to win that thing. With that said, I want you to hit that sub button if you're not currently a subscriber. Smash that like button because it really helps the channel out, and check out all the new merch I have for sale down below. You will not regret it. And with that said, let's check out these books. I have a few new tidbits you guys must check out. First up, we have a book from Elite Comics 11 that was listed, I think, just a few days ago. It is a copy of Incredible Hulk #1 in a CGC 2.0 with white pages. Now, this book is listed for sale for $13,999. Now, as you can see, there's definitely some Marvel chipping, a couple of stamps on the books, which I actually love. I can't tell you how much I love the history of these books, where they have been throughout their lives. But regardless, the ask of $13.99, is it a good price? Let's check it out. We're going to check out the GPA data like we always do. Now, normally I give you the 2.0 grade and I show you where it's been, where it's going, and where it is right now, but it really doesn't tell the story. So what I did was, I think the last sale for a 2.0, as you can see here, is $12,600 in May of this year. Before that, the 90-day average was right around $16,000. But I wanted you to take a look at the grades near a 2.0 to see what they actually sold for more recently. We're going to start at a 1.5. We have to go back to March of 2022, and it sold for $14,495 just over a year ago. A 1.8 this year, July, $13,124. The 2.0, like I said, was May for around $12,500. The 2.5 with an April sale of this year of $15,000. And now don't forget, presentation is a factor when considering these Silver Age grails, especially on the Marvel side because of the Marvel shipping. Regardless, is $14,000 a good price for a 2.0? Considering its white pages, it's about where I think it should be. Incredible Hulk has not taken the beating that some of the other books have been taking over the past 2 years. It is the scarcest Marvel key. I always bring that up when we're talking about this book. So is now a good time to pick it up? I think any time is a great time to pick up this book if you're a long-term holder. Either way, let me know what you think down in the comments. All right, so let's check back in with Elite Comics 11, and we have a copy of Fantastic Four #5 and the first appearance of Dr. Doom. Now, this is definitely in my top 10 worth of Marvel Silver Age grails, okay? He's the biggest villain in Marvel. This book is listed for sale for $6,799. It is cream to off-white pages, which tends to a little bit of caution there. Regardless, as we get into the GPA data, guys, you can see the last sale for this book was last month for $7,500 at a 4.5 grade. The 90-day average for this one was up at $8,025 on just 2 sales. 12-month rolling average, $9,128 on 9 sales. In 2022, the average was $12,252 on just 4 sales. And in 2021, at the height of mass hysteria, I always say when we talk about 2021, $13,967, just shy of the $14,000 marker. Now, I did something special with this video because I've been dying to show you guys this. I definitely like to do a little bit of technical analysis on stock, so I figured why not try to employ some of the strategies that go along with trading stocks and stock charts, and try to apply it to some of the graphs that GPA provides us for certain grades. Now, I'm going to take this Fantastic Four number 5 in a 4.5 grade, and we're going to look where the book has been since 2002 to 2023 till now. So as you can see, from 2002 to right around 2016, 2017, pretty much a plateau. But as you can see outlined from 2016, 2017 to 2023, we could see a giant increase in this book's value. Now, this book took off in 2020. We had a large peak that actually almost got to around $16,000, $17,000, and is right now showing where we are right now of $7,500. But as you can see, this black line that I've drawn in here, this is what we called a trend line in technical analysis. Now, I'm going to warn you ahead of time, trend lines can be broken. They don't always hold support, so keep that in your head. But where we have the trend line right now and where this book is listed for sale around $7,500, right where we're expecting a bounce. Now, that can happen. It may not happen. It's something we're going to keep our eye on going forward here on the channel to see if these trend lines hold. Up next for sale on Grell's Comics on Instagram is, of course, the king of the Silver Age, Amazing Fantasy 15. Now, what I've noticed is this. At one point, maybe about a year to a year and a half ago, I kept seeing AF-15s for sale over and over on Instagram, on eBay, everywhere you can imagine. There were a ton for sale. I haven't seen too many as of late. Now, this copy, a CGC 2.0 in off-white pages, not too much Marvel chipping, so keep that in your head. Again, Silver Age books, especially the Marvel keys, the presentation really matters on these books. Now, they're asking a whopping $21,000 for this book. Now, as we get into the GPA data, I did the same thing. Instead of looking at a 2.0 and where it's been over the past 2 years, I actually gave you a broad scale of where all the grades stand according to GPA. Now, the 2.0, the last sale was actually this month for only $14,999. But don't forget what I just said before. Presentation matters. Page quality matters. What's going on with these books could drastically change the price of where they are right now. So the 2.0 for $14.99. Let's check out a 1.5. A 1.5 just earlier this year in April sold for $19,200. How about the 1.8? The 1.8 in August of 2023, just a few months back, an insane $22,290. We're going to jump to the 2.5. September, just last month, a 2.5 sold for $23,900. So again, the ask of $21,000, not too bad depending on condition. But when we have a previous sale of a 2.0 all the way down at $15,000, it raises the question, what was wrong with that book? If it was me, I'd be trying to find that last sale, see what the book looked like, to see what I want to pay for this one. Regardless, I think AF-15 right now is the best buy in comics. This book exploded a couple of years back and then dropped right back down within the next year. However, right now it seems to be a bottoming point for AF-15, and like I've been saying over the past year or so, this is the best book to own going forward in comic collecting, in my opinion. Is now a good time? Yes, it is. However, I'd be checking on the grade I want, the page quality, the presentation especially, if you're interested in Amazing Fantasy 15. Let's jump back to Grails now. They have a copy of Marvel Spotlight number 5, one of my favorite Bronze Age keys available for sale, and they have it listed in a CGC 7.0 off-white pages for $1,850. Now, I will say this right off the get-go. I'm thinking to myself, man, that's probably a decent deal. But again, like we always do, we're going to check out the GPA analysis because sales fluctuate. So as we could see, I pulled the data for a 7.0, and last month we had a sale of a 7.0 for only $1,500. The 90-day average for this book, $1,721 on 10 sales. Now, when I look to buy books, the first thing I'm going to do is look at the last sale, but that doesn't always tell the story. That's why we go back to the 90-day average to see what it's averaging out over the past 3 months. And again, still this book listed over that 90-day. The 12-month rolling average was back at $1,983 on a whopping 29 sales. That is a lot of sales for this book. In 2022, the average was $2,692 at, again, 27 sales. 2021, the average is $2,690, right around the same. So when I want to buy Bronze Age books, the first thing I know is that there are a ton of copies out there, right? What you don't know is that Marvel Spotlight 5, out of the big like 7 or 8 Bronze Age keys, they're the least graded by CGC. So what does that tell me? It probably tells me that the black cover on this book is less likely to get a higher grade. Maybe people out there don't submit the book because of that reason. Maybe a lot of people aren't Ghost Rider fans. I don't know. Either way, I'm going by the data provided by CGC. Either way, am I paying up for $18.50 for a book that's got a ton of copies out there? Definitely not. I'm trying to get a deal on this one right around $1,500. But either way, I tell you guys, for Bronze Age keys, this is one of the books I'd definitely be buying. We have a top 7 like I always talk about. This is probably the 1 or the 2 spot right now, in my opinion, with him yet to show up in the MCU. Let's go from one Bronze Age key to another, and let's talk about this book, one of my favorite villains in Spidey lore / love interests. Here we have a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 194 in a CGC 9.8 off-white to white pages. Grails, again, they're asking $2,999. Again, at first glance, I'm thinking, that's probably average for what this book sells for. But again, keep in mind, it's an off-white to white pager, not a white pager. But again, a 9.8 for a major Bronze Age key. Let's check out the GPA data. As you can see, we get to the last sale on GPA and it was for only $2,226 just this month. If you guys don't know, this is the direct edition, and the direct edition is actually more valuable than the newsstand for this book. The 90-day average for this one, $2,675 on just 4 sales. The 12-month rolling average, $3,090 on 24 sales. So they're trying to sell this book at the 12-month average, which to me, we just had a last sale of $2,200. I want to be around that price if I'm going to pick up this book. A lot of copies out there of this one. In 2022, the average was an insane $4,368 on 30 sales. Probably right when we got the announcement that she's going to show up in the next Sony installment of Madam Web. Who the hell knows? In 2021, the average was $4,234. Again, this book has come down roughly anywhere from 40 to 50%. Is now a good time to buy? I'm always saying silver over bronze, but hey, this book is in a 9.8. I didn't pull the CGC data to see how many copies are out there in a 9.8, but regardless, it's a character I love. I'm definitely interested in picking this book up if available in a 9.8. It's still relatively cheap at only $2,200, but again, I have to get a deal on this book if I want to buy it. Now we're going to do the same thing we did for FF5. We're going to take a look at the chart from 2003 to present day 2023. And as you can see, right around 2017, we started to get that incline, right? You can see the trend line I have drawn in that black line with the big boom of 2020, 2021, and then the decline of 2022. But as you can see, with a little bit of a bounce on that trend line earlier this year, and we started to come back down to it again. Is this book going to dip under that trend line and then stay under, or are we going to bounce around for a little bit and then head higher? That's why I wanted to bring this kind of stuff to your attention to see where we go over the next year or two. Up next is a book I told you guys you should be selling about 3 to 4 years ago when we got the announcement that Adam Warlock was going to be coming to the MCU. Here we have a copy of The Mighty Thor number 165, the first appearance of Warlock out of the cocoon. Now this book is graded by CGC with a special Thor label at an 8.5 off-white to white pages. Now, Grails is asking $899 for this book. It's a good price. Do you guys want to buy this book at this point? I'm not too sure. Regardless, the last sale, according to the GPA, was right at their ask of $900. The 90-day average, $806 on just 3 sales. Nobody is looking to buy this book right now in the past 3 months. The 12-month rolling average, $895 on 25 sales. In 2022, the average was $1,621, and in 2021, $1,809. Man, this book's gotten crushed. 50% haircut. Regardless, what is the motivation right now to go out and buy this book outside of maybe you want to own these minor first appearances? I think the MCU missed their chance with this character. They could have used him going forward in the cosmic aspect of the MCU. They've made him into something ridiculous. It's not worth it. Stay away from this book. And the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is this, okay? I saw this listed on Elite Comics 11. They actually have 2 copies of Incredible Hulk number 340, this iconic cover by Todd McFarlane, both in a 9.8. both in white pages. One is, of course, is a newsstand issue, and the other a direct edition. Now, the direct listed at $1,099. I don't think it's a bad price considering that it's a 9.8. I know there's a lot of copies out there. Regardless, it's an iconic cover, an iconic artist, and a book that definitely should be owned at a 9.8. $1,000 you probably could have it for. Not a bad deal. Then we're going to look at the 9.8 newsstand, and it's literally almost $3,000 more expensive. Now, you guys know this. If you watch my channel, I'm not a newsstand guy. I think it's about the books. I think it's about the character. I think it's about the art, the storylines. Why do we want to spend $3,000 more to own a newsstand copy of this book? It just doesn't make sense to me. I understand it's the rare issue, don't get me wrong. But regardless, there's so many other ways, better ways to spend $3,000 on a comic than to buy a newsstand over a direct edition. But again, I'm raising this question because I really want to hear your comments down below. Is it worth spending that much money to go ahead and buy a newsstand copy of this book, or any book for that matter, or take that money and put it towards another book that you really want for your collection? Drop me comments down below. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, a lot of great books are available for sale, but I always address this question. Are they worth what they're asking? Should we be buying specific books over other books? Drop me comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think. These are 6 that I saw are for sale right now if you guys are interested. With that said, this is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.